well.
No, he plays it now. That's tackle 5. Back to Wes Patton. Tries to position the ball between Sears and Roy, but Sears came across to his left and fielded the ball spectacularly. Now darts across field. He's got plenty of pace. A horror pass to Brett Dallas, who couldn't get anywhere near that ball. It sails into touch. That'll be a Gold Coast feed. And the scrum will pack 10 out from the North Sydney try line. Good chance for the Chargers, Jeff Tuvey.
Yeah, that's the early mistake they were looking for, putting them under pressure. He did well to get around his play there, but then just threw probably a pass that was, put his winger under a lot of pressure.
And that man was Scott Sattler, tackled 5 out now from the North Sydney try line. They've got plenty left in this set of 6. A short pass there to Steve Parsons. It looked almost forward. North Sydney contained them though. Patton, a danger man, so close to the try line. Good chance for the Gold Coast. Nickel goes surging towards the try line and was pulled up 2 blades of grass short. Oars at acting half. Gives it to Marcus Bai as he got the ball down. He's reached out with the right hand. That is a Gold Coast try. Well, I thought it was optimistic to go down the blind side. You would have thought North Sydney had it covered, Jeff Tuvey.
Yeah, that's the strength we're talking about from this player. Playing in the rest of the world side, I imagined a lot of the players after the match commented how hard he was to tackle, what a difficult player he was to contain, and here he just had too much strength.
In fact, you were telling me before the game he's one of the hardest men to tackle in the Optus Cup.
Yeah, he is. He's very strong, powerful runner. And as you saw, I thought the North did extremely well to stop the player before then crossing the line, but they couldn't back up and stop Bai from crossing there.
Great try by Mark. Gary Larson will get up and play it after being tackled by Big Martin Bella, who's now on the field in jumper 25. Recovering from a hernia operation. He was out of the game for some time this year. His experience will prove invaluable to this young Chargers team. Now, North Sydney, Greg Florimo breaking away from tackles. And he's another bloke that when he's on song, they're a very hard team to beat. Jason Taylor stepping, got away from Wes Patton, the ball's on the ground. North Sydney go back for it, and they get 6 more. Well, a comedy of errors there. There's going to be a scrum pack. Beautiful burst by Greg Florimo.
As soon as they receive the 6 to go, they drop the ball. Keep letting the opposition side off for silly mistakes and early penalties. I'm not sure what's going on here. The touch judges come in.
Replay of the incident. Brendan Hurst was being called out by the referee, the Gold Coast lock forward. And he gives North Sydney a penalty, 5 out from the Gold Coast try line. And they're going to shoot for goal through without any problems by Nigel Roy, who's tackled 15 out from his own line.
It's good to see Martin Bella running around again. He's not getting any prettier, that's for sure.
He speaks highly of you too, Jeff. He has been a survivor in the game, though, hasn't he?
He has. He's a great player for Manly.
Beautiful play now. North Sydney launched an attacking raid. Billy Moore it was that threw a magnificent pass. And the crowd not liking that. Crowd not liking it at all. Referee calling Jason Taylor out. Taylor wanting to debate the decision. Chris Caruana racing downfield. Unfortunately, it all amounted to nothing. Let's have another look at it for you. And of course, that man, Chris Caruana, in space. Billy Moore popped a magic ball. Ball goes on the deck. Taylor recovers.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything wrong with that. Play on.
So the scrum pack's right on the halfway line, 15 metres in from the eastern touchline. Gold Coast feed. Comes out the back to Patton. And now Shane Russell brings it right over to the centre of the field, and he's hurt in that tackle. Cops something in the face. Greg Florimo a bit concerned about him.
Yeah, the Gold Coast are having a bit of trouble down their left-hand side in defence.
Just having a look at this replay, I can't see where anything's happened to his head there. He's not well, still hasn't got up.
He's landed right on the cricket pitch area out there. It's very hard around that area there. Baked mud.
Errors I've seen from him.
The whole back row is playing well. And with this fellow playing extremely well as well, Florimo, he's hard to handle, having all sorts of problems with him.
Back to big Gary Larson. Larson steps out of the tackle and gains another 5 metres. If they let blokes like Larson stand and offload, or Greg Florimo, if they allow some latitude, they're going to pay for it, the Gold Coast. Here they come, North Sydney. It goes out to Caruana. He's got Dallas on the outside and couldn't get the football away. Now they're tackled 9 metres out as it comes to Jason Taylor. And this will be a North Sydney try. And a beauty too to Ben Eichen, who came storming onto the ball. And they just couldn't stop the big fella. Too much pace, too much size. And North Sydney hit back. They now lead 6 points to 4.
The pressure there was building for quite a while. Penalty, the back row causing all sorts of havoc out wide, and that try had to come.
After 19 minutes of play, here's Taylor drifting across the field. Eichen hits the ball at 100 mile an hour, and there was no chance in the world of anybody stopping him. Andrew King, the fullback, was actually standing behind the line, so he was not in a position to try and stop Eichen really anyway, was he, Jeff?
No, Jason Taylor loves to take the ball to the line there, hitting the flat runner. There's a big hole there, and he just hit the hole perfectly. Very hard to stop from there.
So a simple one for Jason. He's back. Soden, Jinky run out of acting half, away he goes, and gains 10 metres for his North Sydney side. The Bears are starting to look more confident now as they throw the ball wide. Ben Eichen. Eichen's away down the western touchline. Was well contained, though, by the Gold Coast defence. And Eichen's not well now. Nickel, in jumper number 4, came across and snuffed that out.
Yeah, the tackler coming over the top, I think, landed straight in the middle of Eichen's back.
Have another look at it now. This is Eichen in full flight. Nickel
gets halfway through the gap there.
Bit hard to tell from that. May have just been the sheer weight in the back. And quite okay now. Soden. Jason Taylor across the field. They work the run around. Taylor picks up Billy Moore on the outside. Now Matt Sears hits the accelerator. Matt Sears is away. And the Gold Coast put him down 5 metres out from their own try line on tackle number 5. Jason Taylor starting to dictate terms here at North Sydney. He's got the ball now, puts a kick up, and it's a beautiful one. Nigel Roy comes across and thumps it back in for his teammates. That'll be a North Sydney try. And getting the ball down for them was David Fairley, waiting now for Matt Ewart to award the 4-pointer. And David Fairley has scored for North Sydney. A beautiful kick from Jason Taylor. A little bit of indecision in the Gold Coast.
I think the Gold Coast thought that was going to go out that ball, but batted back in from close to the sideline. And a couple of lucky bounces there for North.
That's the Jason Taylor kick. And handballed back. It'll come up for David Fairley, who really, you've got to describe it as a gift 4-pointer for him.
And Nigel Roy did extremely well there to bat that ball back in. It looked like it was going out for all money.
Taylor did well because he was under heaps of pressure from Tony Durham for the Gold Coast. Absolutely flattened him after he kicked the ball. Marcus Bai probably would have been better contesting the ball, Jeff. He was tending to stand back waiting for a North Sydney player to run at him.
Yeah, well, I think they all thought it was going to go out, as I meant.
Matt Sears, Brett Dallas, Eichen. It was an area or a characteristic lacking in their makeup, and now it goes out to, on the outside, Brett Dallas. That was a high tackle by Patton. And the referee is going to halt play. He'll certainly go and report. I'm sure it wasn't malicious. Dallas stepped back inside and Patton the reflex action. Let's have another look at it for you. Patton being called out by referee Hewitt. And here's Dallas. Watch him step. He wrong foots Patton. It's certainly worthy of a penalty, Jeff.
Yeah, penalty. I think that's as far as it'll go. There wasn't too much in it.
So a chance now for North Sydney to ram home the advance, favour of North Sydney. And here they come again, the Bears. Now this is Brenton Pomeroy, and the referee's going to have to get law and order in place here. One senses this game's about to erupt. Crowd roaring in the background. Bit of feeling here. Pomeroy it was that carted the ball up. We'll try and take another look at it for you. I must admit, from the angle we're broadcasting from, I didn't see anything major. The crowd did, though. They roared, and it was Tony Durham.
between the legs.
Well, there it is. That's the lifting. And that is 100% against the rules. Yep. Well, what are your thoughts on that, Jeff Tuvey?
Well, it's probably worked extremely well. They've fallen away a bit. As I mentioned before, they've got to stop the North Sydney roll.
Oh, another lifting tackle there. Durham in jumper number 15. Second time he's been involved in tackles like that. North Sydney now keeping the ball alive on the short blind side. Their skipper, Jason Taylor, gets up to play it. Gary Larson about to re-enter the field of play. Does so now on tackle 5. A player hurt here. So the referee will come over and check out things. Time off. And we've got about 13 minutes now left in this first half at North Sydney Oval. And again, I think, Jeff, it was a case of an ankle being screwed the wrong way. It's Josh Stewart.
It all seems to be happening now in that cricket pitch area. I know when I play, I try and avoid that area.
How do you go? With legs like tree stumps. Now Taylor. Little grubbing kick. Never scared to try something different. Chance for North Sydney. It stacks on the mill. They're back in possession. This could be another red and black try. It goes out to Brett Dallas. Shut the gate. The speed machine slams it down for a 4-pointer. It all came from the grubbing kick of Jason Taylor, which the Gold Coast side didn't read.
The bounce of the ball really going North Sydney's way. The last 2 tries. Bit of luck involved in both of them.
The Bears start to race away. They lead 18-4. Another look at it for you. Taylor drops it on the boot. It stands up. And it did catch the Gold Coast short of numbers. And they kept the football alive. It goes out to Dallas. And there was a gap as big as the Sydney Heads for him to run down. And there's nothing else you can say when Dallas gets into space. It's a case of do your best if you're on the opposing side, Jeff Tuvey.
Yeah, it was a definite planned move here. Matty Sears has probably had a bit of a whisper in Jason Taylor's ear. Came flying through the chase. Bit unlucky, bit of luck that way, but Brett Dallas, no one's going to catch him from there.
Greg Florimo did very well to throw the final pass to Dallas in difficult circumstances. Form. Jeff Tuvey's going to back him in again. He's going to put himself right on the fence. And there goes the flags again, up in the air.
And they'll miss him, but again, once again, I think, you know, the Bears, their back row are really...
And it's on. We talked about this. It was threatening to erupt for quite some time. There's lefts and there's rights. Players now racing in to try and break this fight up. It just had to come. There was some needle in this game. Des Clark in jumper 14 for the Gold Coast was involved. Right up to his earlobes. Matt Hewitt, good test for him to try and control this game. There's the player to whom I was referring, Des Clark in 14 now, fairly taking the ball up. And Clark did go in high, didn't he? And he starts throwing right hooks as well. And Fairley's not going to cop that, so he gets up and responds. Now look at that. He jumps up. Well, Jeff, you've got to say that Clark was right out. And from the Gold Coast point of view, they'd love to put on a 6-pointer before half-time to bring some respectability back into this scoreline and give their confidence a shot. Now Nahi calling for it. Running with aggression. Tackled 15 out. And 12 metres in from the western touchline. Across the park they come through Wes Patton, who hasn't ignited, but he's very seldom had the football in his hands. Blackett throws the pass now to Mackay, who reaches out. Unfortunately, he's into touch, though. It was Nickel. Gee, Nickel and Mackay look similar from a distance, don't they?
Yeah, there was plenty of space out there for the Gold Coast end, but just unable to get across the line. Graham Mackay, he's hard to stop from there. He's scored plenty of tries this year.
Yeah, Nickel
barging his way
number
over.
4. You've just proved what I was saying. They do look alike. So no try. Floats now to Steve Trindle, who goes on a bullocking run 21 metres out from the Chargers try line. North Sydney leading 20 points to 4. Not long left in this first half. Ben Eichen! Eichen looks back on the inside and found Sears. Eichen having a big game too. And they're 5 metres out, North Sydney.
That was a great cover tackle there, though.
Taylor's got it, and he steps up his right back on the inside to Ben Eichen, who's going to score again. And Ben Eichen gets try number 2. This is becoming embarrassing for the Chargers. It's the Teddy Bears picnic at North Sydney.
Too much pressure there built up. Poor Gold Coast, they couldn't hold them out any longer. A couple of breaks made out wide. The defence spread. It's too easy. Jason Taylor taking control, putting his players in plenty of space.
Taylor beating the first tackle was always going to present a problem. Eichen was there. Defence can't hold this bloke when he has his sights set on the line. Another look at it. Taylor, watch him, steps off his right. Beats the first tackle before offloading to Ben Eichen, who has a trouble-free run to the line in racing for the ball.
Yeah, good chase on the end of that kick.
A short drop kick, attempting to get possession back. It'll go into touch.
Smart play by Jason Taylor. Get the feed here. And the pressure's been let off.
And Jeff Tuvey, we're just a couple of minutes out from half-time. Have another look at that drop kick restart. Line dropout.
Yeah, the Gold Coast just not alert to that short kick. With the new rules this year, from kick restarts, it goes out. And the kicking side gets the feed and the scrum and the loose head.
So one by Norse. Now it's David Hall. Got away from the first tackle by Chris Orr. Was wrapped up by Mackay. And North Sydney with the football in their hands again. And Florimo unleashes another whirlwind run. And the Gold Coast started okay. Here's a short kick-off. They go straight back on the attack, North Sydney. And they've got the ball through David Fairley. He immediately pops it up. Now it's out wide with Brett Dallas. Bright start by North Sydney. They've been daring to be different in this game, and it's paying dividends here for them again. Touch judge now on the field. The second half has started at breakneck pace. And Graham Mackay, the Gold Coast Chargers skipper, being called out. I'm joined in commentary by Manly captain Jeff Tuvey. What about that for a start of play?
Well, who would have believed that? You can tell they're full of confidence, this North Sydney side. Just before half-time, they went for a short dropout to relieve the pressure. They got the scrum feed. And here again, the half-time kick-off. They got the ball straight off the kick-off, and they're in the attacking position already with the penalty. It doesn't look good for the Gold Coast.
No, it doesn't. 26-4, the Bears in charge of this game. Larson now goes for a run. A number of Gold Coast players, including Brendan Hurst there to meet him. Soden, long pass to Jason Taylor, who skips across field before popping it back on the inside. In possession is Danny Williams. Plays it back to Soden. Jason Taylor again. Florimo, dummies, fends, Florimo's away. He picks up a support player on the outside. That's another North Sydney try. And it's to Ben Eichen, and that's try number 3 for him. Well, Greg Florimo, they can't contain this bloke this afternoon. He fended off the would-be tacklers before finding support. We'll take another look at it for you. North Sydney 30, leading the Gold Coast 4. We'll take a look, first of all, Jeff Tuvey, at the short kick-off from Taylor, which really laid the platforms for this attacking raid.
Yeah, it did. That shows a team full of confidence. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Gold Coast probably went to sleep a bit from the kickoff. Wes Patton sort of putting all sorts of pressure on his defensive players here, coming out of the line.
Billy Moore also involved there through the last pass from Florimo. 30, the Gold Coast 4. Here's a replay of the Graham Mackay incident after he tackled Brett Dallas. Ooh, gee, no wonder he was called out. That was nasty. Edel. Hurst. And now it's with Des Clark. 7 metres out. Oh, the ball's come out too in the ruck. And the Gold Coast receiver penalty, I think you'll find that was against Mark Soden. Quick tap from the Gold Coast. Des Clark throws himself at the try line. Patton calls for it. He's got it. Jinking run across field. And support play there by the Gold Coast is good. That might be a try to Nickel, the player in jumper number 4, slamming down the ball. And that will be a try to the Gold Coast. So it came for some nice quick passing and Nickel, who's been threatening to score in this game, has done so now.
He's probably been the best for the Chargers. He's played well, big and strong. Too hard to keep out from there. Planted the ball down one-handed.
Patton, then Orr in 17 through the pass. He did very well there, didn't he? Had some work to do after he gathered the ball in, Jeff.
Yeah, he held the North Sydney player off with one hand and slammed the ball down in the other. Just in time before he crosses.
Good piece of rugby league, that.
You know, just on the edge all the time, on the fringe. Never quite making probably the run-on squad each week to week, and you know, he probably wants that run-on position and deserves it after several years, you know, doing his time.
Oh, look at Florimo. Florimo's away again. The floodgates have opened well and truly. He threw the pass to a support player who couldn't handle. And what a game he's having. Now Soden on tackle 5 out of acting half. Pops the ball back on the inside. They keep it alive, North Sydney. Now it's on the boot. And it's going to go dead in goal. So the Gold Coast will come up with it. 23. Some 16 metres out from the North Sydney try line. Can the Gold Coast put a converted try on? Looking for support. Where's Patton has it? Now this is Nickel, who scored a nice try just a few minutes ago. Now it's tackle 5. Marcus Bai in acting half. Went back for the ball. Where's Patton, the legs to run? We haven't seen any of that today from him. Good chance now for the Gold Coast. This should be a try. He's been rolled over on his back, but it will be a try to Brendan Hurst, the lock forward.
All players there did a great job. Well finished. They had to keep the ball alive, and they did so.
Well, it looks like they're going to show a bit of ticker this afternoon, the Gold Coast, and try and get their way back into this game. And we'll have another look at it for you. As Jeff Tuvey said, they all did very well. Patton in possession. Now this was Driscoll.
That's a great ball there.
That was a great ball, wasn't it? And Brendan Hurst rolled over on his back. Another look at it. Yeah,
for a minute there I thought he was going to be held up, but he managed to roll over and plant it down over his head. This ball here, yeah, that's magical.
Yep, he had some work to do too. So he'll now attempt to convert his own try from right in front, 10 metres out. Who starts to weave some magic back on the inside to Graham Mackay, who's tackled 11 out. 30 points to 14 in favour of North Sydney. This is Des Clark for the Gold Coast side, looking for support in Steve Parsons. Parsons, he's got it down. That'll be a Gold Coast try. They're coming back, the Chargers.
What a great try. He's bustled his way through 3 or 4 defenders there and slammed the ball down over the line. He should have been pulled up way short of the line, but he just brushed away from the North Sydney players.
Nice piece of work. Determination's what it's all about, Jeff Tuvey.
Yeah, there was nothing on here, nothing doing. A pass slip there, brushed away from one. Just went straight over the top of the fullback there.
Was just steely determined to get there, wasn't he? Head on, another look at it. And a nice piece of rugby league there by Clark to offload. Look at that, Chris Caruana. He says, get out of my way, boy. I'm going for the try line. And that meant it was left to Matt Sears and Brett Dallas, 2 smaller blokes. And they're coming back. You can't write a quality side off, can you? Brendan Hurst would dearly love to raise the flags. And in he moves now, and not a bad looking kick. It might just hook away to the left. It actually hit the upright. That was a nice kick. A little unlucky. Just short of the halfway line. It's been a good set of 6 now as Chris Nahi goes for a run. Met by guess who? Gary Larson, who tackled the Southern Aurora. Now here's a short kick and a good ploy. He's regathered it. Mackay pops the ball back on the inside to Keith Blackett. And now this is the fullback Andrew King. A magic piece of rugby league. Here comes the Gold Coast, Jeff Tuvey.
Well, North Sydney did it in the first half. Now it's the Gold Coast turn. What a great try. A great rubber kick there by Wes Patton. Someone came flying out of the line to stop him from kicking it, but he put the short kick in instead. Beautifully regathered and thrown back inside. That's a great try.
When you're in a position the Gold Coast have found themselves in, you've got nothing to lose. They're chancing their arm, trying some things.
Great ball.
Good piece of footy there by Mackay. And good backing up all the way through. Andrew King, the fullback, puts it down. And what a game of football. The fluctuating fortunes of rugby league on display here this afternoon.
Well, Wes Patton's having a great year this year. I think his move up to the Gold Coast was great. I mean, he's done nothing wrong. He's inspiration in his team. He creates a lot near the line. Plenty of support. And here we go.
Brendan Hurst from 20 metres out. He kicked well at the previous attempt. Unfortunately for him, he's missed that one too. What a difference it would have made had he have kicked the last two conversions. Down. If you may have just joined us, North Sydney 30 lead the Gold Coast 22. The Chargers have staged a monumental fight back. Billy Moore busts them wide open through the pass that was not taken. Now in possession for them. On the far side of the field is David Hall. North Sydney, Jason Taylor. Hurst, where's Patton? Calling the man back on the inside. That man is Scott Sattler on tackle number 5. Patton again. Elects to run the football. Throws a nice pass to Nickel. Nickel offloads to Marcus Bai, who puts the kick in. Unfortunately, not a good one for him. Although they might get the feed, has it been deflected off a North Sydney player? The Gold Coast seem to think so. Standing in the tackle, desperately tries to offload. Hurst, Patton, and sets up his runners. They've kept it alive, the Gold Coast. This is Driscoll playing in jumper number 10. And they're 5 metres out. I think that's tackle 4. Where's Patton looking for a long pass? Blackett! Does he get it down? Yes, he does. A try to the Gold Coast. Well, this must be one of the greatest comebacks in rugby league. Well, they're in again.
We talked about Blackett before. He's unlucky not to score a couple of tries, and there it is. He showed some great strength there. Probably should have been held up too, but he managed to slam the ball down once more over the line. Did extremely well to get it across.
30 points to 26.
Great ball here.
And the former Parramatta player did very well. I can't believe this game of football. What was the score? I think they were trailing 30-8 at one stage.
What a great effort that was to put it across the line.
Haven't they ever? 38 metres out from their own try line. Driscoll pops a nice pass to Hurst. They keep it alive. And popping it out the back door was Des Clark. Now it goes back to Wes Patton. This is Durham, dummied to a player. Decided to keep it. They're still on their own side of halfway, and that's tackle number 5. Brendan Hurst fires the ball away to Wes Patton, who elects to run. Patton's away. He careers upfield, comes to the fullback, puts the kick in. He's got plenty of pace. Matt Sears thumps it over the dead ball line. Well, what a game of football this has turned out to be.
Jeez, he's having a great second half, Wes Patton. There's nothing he can't do. He's exciting. He's great to watch. As I said, that was the last tackle there. He can do anything, and he will do anything. Deciding to run the ball himself there. We talked about it prior to the match. What great speed he's got off the mark. Just split the North Sydney defence there.
The ball coming out. And
was there a hand there?
I'm not sure. I'm too excited about this game. Oh, the Gold Coast are going to receive a penalty. North Sydney's Billy Moore breaking from the scrum, dives on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the ball was out of the scrum there.
You think it was a bit harshly done by?
The ball was well and truly out. Billy Moore did well there. That should have been play on.
Now it's Marcus Bai, so the Gold Coast attempting now to win this game. This will be one of their last sets of 6, where about 5 out from time as Big Martin Bella goes for a run. Some crunching defence by North Sydney. And by Gary Larson. You can't be surprised about the nature of Larson's hits as Patton now attempts to put something on himself. He's tackled 11 metres out. Can they do it, the Gold Coast? It's been a comeback of Herculean proportion. Now they dummy across the field. It's Chris Orr. He tries to link up with Mackay. Chris Orr almost gets there. He's thumped to the touch, well, he certainly gave it his best shot, and they hung off him too, Jeff Tooby.
He did well there, throwing dummies left, right and centre. I thought he was over for a while.
Showing some strength too to get away from Aiken. Caruana comes in and completes the tackle. Ridiculous charge. Wes Patton is tackled on tackle 5. That's not ideal for the Chargers. Now it goes back to Chris Orr, who puts the ball over the top. Turns the North Sydney fullback Matt Sears around, who does very well. Got away from the first tackle. Matt Sears, like a top field drags is away. Got away from a couple of tackles. and he's now tackled right in the centre of the park, 28 out from his own line.
Well, that could be the match-winning run there. Surely North will just eat up the tackles here, waste their time, and look for that sideline on the 5th tackle.
You'd think so. All driving defence there by Des Clark. It hurt Ben Aiken, make no mistake. Now they go for another run. Greg Florimo's away again. He's got support, Florimo. He pops the ball back to a support player. Then it was Greg Florimo. Then David Fairley. Now David Hall. What a rugby league try. They've put it down and they've sealed this game with 60 seconds remaining on the clock. And I don't know what else to say. I've got to have a Panadol, Jeff Tuvey. What a game.
Yeah, it was. It could have gone either way there at the end, but North Sydney, you know, they've probably blown a few tries during the match, and the Gold Coast will probably be a bit disappointed in their effort today. Very lacklustre, probably in the middle of the game, the middle of both halves. But they came home strong. They shouldn't be too disappointed in themselves.
It has been a crackerjack game, though. Here's the replay. Florimo proving the difference between the two sides.
Yeah, he's had a wow of a game.
He's been the man of the match for sure. Also involved was Reba, Fairley, and then on the outside to David Hall, who put it down, much to the joy of the North Sydney fans who have had their nerves tested here this afternoon.
Well, they've been treated to an exciting match, and you know, no doubt they've got their money worth here. They probably were, you know, a bit disappointed in the